Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well. In this video, I will be reviewing Itzy's newest EP, Girls Will Be Girls. Before I begin, I just want to give a quick disclaimer. This video is not made to spread hate or insult any of the people involved in this project. I enjoy critiquing the media I consume, so my opinions shouldn't be taken too seriously. Please feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, as I really enjoy reading everyone's thoughts. If you guys like this video or my content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I thought that 2024 was a pretty good year for Itzy sonically. While their holistic projects outside of Algorithm were quite weak, we saw them explore new sounds that we haven't heard from them before. Songs like Mr. Vampire, Algorithm, and No Biggie are some of the most interesting tracks in Itzy's discography, and showed a new color to Itzy that I have been craving for a very long time. In Girls Will Be Girls, I share a similar sentiment. This EDM sound we saw them explore in the It's Me mini and Untouchable makes a return here. However, much more aggressive, reminding me of songs like the 8-track remix of Hits Will Roll by the Yeah, which happens to be one of my favorite EDM songs ever. Itzy have always suited this sound extremely well, and is my favorite sound on them, really highlighting their dance performance and vocal skills. However, there are a few things that prevent me from fully enjoying this track. The repetition of the Girls Will Be Girls throughout the track gets really tiring after the first chorus. I think that if they added more ad-libs or changed the lyrics, it would have made the chorus feel less monotonous. The second part of the chorus with the I-yeahs really halt the energy of the track, making these really awkward pauses. Again, with more lyrics, it would have helped the flow of the song much more. The instrumental is reminiscent of Missy Elliott's Lose Control, with its instrumental that goes up and down. This instrumental, unfortunately, clashes with the melodies written on top of it, especially in the chorus, and is used throughout the whole song. The last minute of the track, however, is definitely the highlight. It goes crazy with all these ad-libs and aggressive instrumental. The dance break was incredible, and even as I'm editing this, I'm still looping it. It's just so 2010s club EDM, like I'm genuinely so obsessed with it. The ad-libs during the last chorus work so much better, and I wish the rest of the song had ad-libs during the chorus. Overall, I thought that there were some really interesting aspects of this track, and this 2010s style of EDM is something that I've been really missing in music nowadays. I always have that nostalgia for it, and yeah, I think that this is one of the better Itzy title tracks. We continue this early 2010s EDM sound we saw in Girls Will Be Girls, but even more 2010s. I thought that the execution of this track was quite messy. The vocal processing in this track was really odd, especially in the verses, specifically Chaeryeong's part in the second verse. It has this vocal effect that a lot of songs from that era had, but I don't think it works here. The vocals really halt the momentum on this track, and at some points it's genuinely unlistenable, which is unfortunate because I really enjoyed everything else about this track. I will always be a sucker for this kind of EDM, but not gonna lie, it sounds quite aged. It's a good follow-up for Girls Will Be Girls, but it's not a track that I would go back to personally. The energy of this project is kind of halted here. The chorus has this kind of interesting instrumental, but I'll be honest, there's nothing really noteworthy about this track. Its length doesn't help with it only being 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, and the track would have been a lot better if it actually went somewhere. The mixing was also kind of odd. The vocals are so low in the mix and just added this emptiness to the track. This track reminds me of some of the B-sides off of their In the Morning mini, which I was not a fan of at all. Honestly, I think that this EP would have flowed a lot better if the song wasn't in there because it doesn't add any really interesting ideas and just abrupts the flow of this mini. Their vocals were so pretty on this track, but this kind of power ballad tracks that Itzy likes to do are not my cup of tea. I appreciate the consistency, since they have a track like this in almost every album of theirs, but there's just nothing for me to really chew on. It's just kind of okay. There's nothing offensive about it. I don't dislike it, but it's just not my cup of tea. Walk, walk, yeah, that's me. Walking, just like this. Itzy will always have that one standout B-side every comeback, and this one wins that crown, for this comeback at least. This track is like a Vogue runway type song, which is something that I didn't expect from Itzy. I love the hyperpop influence in this track with all the little textures. I thought it was really cool. It reminded me of songs like Bitch Bites Dog by Cecile Believe. It was really cool. This execution of EDM is much better than the first two tracks. It's clean and develops nicely. However, some of the transitions in the song were a little rough around the edges, especially the first pre-chorus. Speaking of the pre-chorus, it has a very unique instrumental. I don't know how to describe it except for like a spooky, like a ghosty instrumental. Yeah, I thought that was very interesting. The bridge had a really unique melody and was overall really pretty. I'm very divided on this track though. While I still think it's the best song in this project, I'm not sure if it works. I like some sections on their own, but together I think they could have done a lot more to make it flow better. I will say though, this is probably one of the most unique K-pop songs I've heard in a hot minute. The EDM in this project really surprised me. While I think they've done EDM stronger in the past, I appreciate them exploring some early 2010s and even some Vogue and hyperpop. These are genres that I really wanted the K-pop industry to do more of, so it was very nice to hear it. The project did lose the plot after Kiss and Tell, and I think this project would have worked a lot better without Locked and Loaded and Promise, as they just abrupt the energy and the flow of the EP. It was interesting seeing Itzy doing this moodier style of music, but some of these tracks, like Girls Will Be Girls, would have worked a lot better for me personally if they had more energy. The ideas presented in this project were genuinely engaging, and while a lot of them did not work, I appreciate the attempt to step out of their comfort zone and do something new. Itzy have been in the industry for over 6 years now, which sounds kind of crazy to say out loud. It still feels like they only debuted a year ago. So I'm glad that JYP is experimenting with Itzy and with songs that actually play with their strengths. But I'm gonna be honest guys, despite all of the positive things I had to say about the concept of this EP and all the ideas and stuff, I have to be honest and say that this release as a whole was lacking. It has the same issues I've had with their previous releases, with a lot of filler in their albums, the presence of a power ballad track, no matter if it fits in the EP or not, and just underbaked ideas. Something I forgot to speak about was the overall just production of this EP. I thought that the mixing and the vocal processing was much worse than Itzy's usual tracks, and for a big three group, I don't think anyone in the big three has an excuse to have bad mixing and bad production. You have the money to afford good producers and good mixing teams. I don't know why these songs are so badly produced. I don't understand why. I think Itzy have so much more to offer than what they get credit for, and it's unfortunate that so much of their songs are just so underbaked. Overall, I give Itzy's Girls Will Be Girls EP a 5 out of 10. So, how did you guys feel about this release? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please let me know. I feel like I'm gonna get kind of murdered in the comments, so oh my, I'm scared. But anyways, I'm currently in my academic era right now, so uploads will still be pretty infrequent, but I want to try and maybe do something other than comeback reviews when I come back. So, like, probably somewhere in July, maybe. We'll see, but yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!